Liquid's turn to ban. Invictus Gaming's turn to ban.
So, I mean, at this point, I do want to ask about the Tusk first pick from Team Liquid. Is this just going to be a well-rounded, safe first pick because of his ability to roam and support various lanes? Is this just he's an all-around solid pick at this point?
I think it's a comfort pick for, I would say,
10
Kuroki,
seconds
right?
remaining.
And a hero that's very neutral. It doesn't, it doesn't tell
5
a lot. And with the
seconds
first
remaining.
pick, they wanted to keep their draft pretty open, which is why I would think they would go for it.
It's the hero that they usually always pick when they pick Wisp as well. So Kuroki is very, like, he's been playing.
I love the fact that we are seeing Broodmother banned third from Invictus Gaming. Just absolutely does not want to let Matamba Man have that option. I'm also interested by this Monkey King ban from Team Liquid first as well, given that Monkey King has not really shown up too much.
That's the Baboka special. That's his hero. He invented that hero. He arguably put
Team
OG in the lower
Liquid's
bracket with
turn
that
to
hero.
ban. Invictus Gaming's
So at
turn
this point,
to
how
pick.
would you describe just the qualities of these teams in terms of first two picks? I mean, tell me a
Team
little bit about
Liquid's
TL.
turn to pick.
Team Liquid, pretty solid starter. I'm a little bit surprised by the early Visage. I wouldn't have guessed that out of them. I thought with Wisp and I guess Caudle was still in the pool, but Night Stalker being there really deters that pick. I would think they would go for the Shadow Shaman, but really
10
bad
seconds
against Lycan
remaining.
throughout the game. So it's they're just adapting to what IG is doing.
5 seconds
I think
remaining.
they're making some good decisions so far.
Yeah, Batrider has been a super common pick.
Invictus
from higher
Gaming's turn to
often pick first or second. Oh, Bristleback, interesting.
The thing that I just like doing here is that they're gonna have the wolves to scout people, and they have bat to be able to like catch them when they find them, and NS can also reduce the vision from the enemy team with his ultimate. So
10
they're
seconds
gonna have
remaining.
a lot of vision advantage on IG.
Yeah, I mean, having
5
three
seconds
excellent
remaining.
vision heroes is going to help in terms of all sorts of positioning. The Bristleback pick is very interesting to me. I mean, just in terms of statistics, which again, I know we distrust PPD.
Unless you bring up stats around me.
Here it comes. Here's a stat. Lowest win rate of all heroes in 5K and up games.
Yeah, but how is Team Liquid been doing?
Team Liquid is not one of the lowest winning teams at TI, Peter.
Ah, well there we have it.
There you go.
Stats don't lie.
I think
Bristleback-
Bristleback is... Oh, sorry, you can go ahead.
Oh, I just think he's a great tool for Team Liquid to group up and really just kind of force objectives and not have to worry about the vision disadvantage that they're definitely going to be at.
IG won't really want to jump in and grab the Bristleback if the team is behind them. Then it's a very good, like,
Yeah, they can send Bristle in, they can kind of hide behind them and wait for IG to initiate, and then they can counter initiate. What I'm looking for from Team Liquid is how are they going to deal with this lasso? Arguably, every fight is going to begin with IG's Batrider blinking in, grabbing somebody. They'll have all the vision in the world to hopefully get us a good selection.
The problem here is that they also pick their two support heroes, so they can't really fill in an Oracle or Venge or any other hero that can stop
Visage
it.
could be core.
It could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
I mean, Kunkka has been a very popular pick against Batrider to try to X some heroes back.
Yeah.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
I don't know. Like, what other heroes have you played besides Wisp, Caudle, and Shaker? Played. Not sure. Sand King? Yeah. I don't know if I like any of these. Maybe I
10
don't
seconds
play
remaining.
Visage though. Have you seen Matuma play Visage?
I don't.
5 seconds
Yes,
Played him
remaining.
once.
A lot.
Yeah, I
No,
would
I know.
imagine so. A lot of one positions came pretty ready to play Visage.
Because EG is the team that I've been seeing, like, picking him the most on M1.
We got AA here. I actually would like it. They're lacking in control a bit, but whoever Pat grabs, they're arguably not going to save him. Maybe does GH pick Oracle? I bet he plays Oracle.
Yes.
Oracle ultimate, nice ability to save whoever winds up being lassoed.
Not my favorite hero versus Lycan, but word.
So at this point, Invictus very much so is in need. Strong mid laner, unless they're going to do something unbelievably kooky with this lineup. AA mid.
You didn't even have enough damage to kill the Brisket. You just built good.
Yeah, actually, what would you highlight as like the biggest weakness of each team that you're seeing with these given picks, really?
Well, I don't think Team Liquid have any way to really stop them from initiating. There's like no way that Night Stalker or Lycan and Bat aren't going to be able to get the like, Tusk and Visage aren't very. These heroes aren't very good at protecting their. Like you can stand in front, but you can't actually do.
And how would Team Liquid want to try to overcome that in their last two picks?
I think have a really strong team fight. Like you like get a pipe and
Invictus
kind of dare them
Gaming's
to go on
turn
you,
to
where they might not have enough damage and then you just get counter nation.
Now they actually have a way to stop the lasso if Weaver gets axed, but it's probably gonna be a position 1 Weaver, so axe is not the first time that he's gonna buy.
Yeah, I would guess the Visage is probably slotting in for GH.
10
the
seconds
support,
remaining.
And Weaver is a hero that naturally builds Lincoln. That's something that I really like.
5
Bat Rider
seconds remaining.
kind of shuts down and limits everything that he can do. Also, Weaver is pretty much solo in a 1v1 matchup versus Bat Rider in the early game because of allowing him to max movement speed. It's very easy to involve the stick mana to spin.
That's actually a really great point. The fact that picking a hero that can easily buy a Lincoln
Team
in
Liquid's
order to
turn to
respond
ban.
the Bat Rider.
Yeah, ideally, against Bat Rider, you want all your cores to have access to that item or someone to save them. So
They could still get Drow on Liquid, right? And put Weaver offlane and Bristle mid.
Drow, they could do Drow. People have kind of liked Lycan against Drow, but
10
everything else
seconds
is
remaining.
not great against Drow. And IG's, what they're really lacking is team
5
fight.
seconds
They can
remaining.
be really susceptible to down a lane, but they do have the last pick with very powerful mid hero, I guess, that they think.
Yeah, I mean, there's already hints that Invictus Gaming is setting up for that, banning Ember Spirit, which is one of Miracle's strongest heroes, seeing him go 20-1 in game stage.
Team
Really
Liquid's
remarkable.
turn to pick.
Ban
Invictus
on
Gaming's
Templar
turn
Assassin
to
and the instant pick Invoker
Okay.
for Miracle.
Okay.
A signature strong mid.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking where IG's at right now. They got Lycan, he can build a BKB, Night Stalker can silence him, Invoker. Invoker and Weaver will both probably have Lincoln Spheres by the end of the
10 seconds
Right.
remaining.
help manage themselves against Bat Rider, but they really don't have a great counter for
5
Lasso. Any of
seconds
these
remaining.
Bristleback, he might be fine if you get Lasso, but with the right amount of focus and AA there, they could put him down.
You may
And
now select your
Alchemist.
heroes.
Big Bad Alchemist. That is
What an interesting pick.
a lot of damage. No team fight. I would really worry about Liquid grouping up and pushing down a lane.
Yeah. So in terms of these lineups, what's going to be the path to winning for Invictus?
Liquid needs to group up and not worry about the split push. Just push with your heroes down a lane together.
Well, I have great news, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 is underway. It's done for us at the analyst desk. Let's head down to the casters for the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here from the floor of Key Arena, getting ready for a matchup of two old Dota organizations. But Lumi, got some fresh faces. Liquid, they've delivered spectacular moments at the old Benaroya Hall. Of course, IG, is a former TI championship team. None of these players were there for that, but they have a legacy to uphold. Coming in, I think most viewed them as underdogs. Share that sentiment.
For IG, for sure. I think they're the team that they won DAC as a major tournament, and since then they've been slumping. And I think PPD used the correct term when he said they squeaked into the winner bracket. They were just one win higher than VP. And honestly, they got chose by the top team, being viewed as the underdog.
Yeah, there was that great reaction shot of No Tail, where they thought they would have a shot at tiebreakers. Didn't end up being the case, so of course, OG, they'll have the tough. They've done it before. And with that, the teams enter the field of battle. So I want to talk about this Alchemist. Alchemist, a virtually forgotten hero. He was only picked 7 times in the group stage, and he actually had a pretty good win rate, 57%, but very small sample size, and certainly a hero that you're not going to pick early in the draft.
In terms of the playstyle, I think Alchemist provides a lot against Team Liquid. Team Liquid likes to group up and push as a lineup, and you throw down that acid spray, well, the push is going to get weakened. It's a lot easier to defend. And also, having an Alchemist on your team just gives them the impending clock. If you don't beat me in 20-25 minutes, Alchemist will take over a game. And we'll see if IG will have that game plan working out for them. But as the panel pointed out, I think they were favoring IG's draft, and I think you and I also favor IG's draft.
I'm curious to see how the Alchemist fits into it exactly. Obviously, this hero is very annoying if he gets farmed. So what will the build be? Are we going to see that, the traditional nowadays Radiance build? Do we see that old school super combat build? I think Sumail went for it one time on EG. How do they look to play around this Alchemist? That really will be the big question that defines the overall way the teams match up.
Yeah. My initial guess is you go for the armlet, you go for the Radiance, and you just stack armor. Because look at the other side, you got the the Exort Invoker that's going to be dishing out a ton of physical damage. You got the Visage Birds, you got the Weaver, you got Bristleback. All of this is physical damage, so it would not surprise me if you see Shiva's Guard and Assault Kyrios coming out here from Alpha, or just from the entirety of each.
Yeah, for me, looking at Team Liquid as we talk about the way they're going to match up, GH is probably the player that I have my eyes on most. He only played, I believe it was 6 heroes in the group stage, and the vast majority of them were either Earthshaker or IO. So the Keeper Light was usually banned. They didn't want to go for it this game. Oftentimes it's Kuroki who takes up the Visage, but of course his Tusk is fantastic. So GH, curious to see how he can contribute as a hero that we haven't seen much of him at this event.
Honestly, I don't think he will be able to contribute too much this game because he's played as a 5 in this game. Look at Kuroki, he's essentially roaming, playing as a 4. And as a result, Visage is also a hero that it takes a while to come online. You know, he needs that level 6 to be active over map. So I think the superstar that the panel was looking for in the form of GH, I don't think he's going to show up, at least not for the first 10 minutes.
Maybe Kuroki gave him a few pointers. Makes his move on mid here, so we are going to see some early 2v2 action skirmish in the mid lane. Otherwise, looking at the overall drafts and strategies that we have a bit back and forth here, how do you feel the two teams match up? On the side of Liquid, you've got that Miracle Invoker, which single-handedly has won countless games that look almost unwinnable. Is that what Liquid is relying on this game? How does IG look to play against that, and what are the team's overall game plans moving forward?
Well, when Miracle goes off, it's generally because his team is setting him up for Sunstrike kills. What are the Sunstrike set up in this game? You got Ice Shards, you got Snowball, and perhaps the familiar stuns. None of these are super reliable, so I think Miracle just needs to outskill his opponent and land raw Sunstrikes, which can be extremely difficult against great players.
Early on, ECS, he is not having a great time now. Generally, Invoker reps up a lot, right? As you get extra points in the Exort, you get your levels, it gets a little bit easier to CS, but this Alchemist really taking it to him early. OP dominating this mid lane.
For sure, and his allies are doing an excellent job stacking the jungle, getting a couple of denies in here, which is critical against the Alchemist, but you're absolutely right. I think OP just handling to him.
They're hanging on every Crave Blast hit right now. The bounty runes are going to spawn. We'll see that illusion picked up by Baboka. Of course, this isn't Monkey King, probably the hero that he made his, synced his name on, but I thought with that mold, if they're going to make a move, mind control, trying to force him off this bottom lane. Obviously, Bristleback was the beast of Dota for the last, 3-4 months, but do you feel like he's still the same hero he used to be? The team's gotten better figuring out if the nerfs finally caught up.
I think so, and also IG is very well equipped to deal with it. They have a little bit of minus armor in the form of Acid Spray. They got that Ice Blast. If you land it on the Bristleback, it does make him ticking down much easier, because during a team fight, he generally has a ton of regen, and Ice Blast says no to all of that.
Early days here, but IG off to a good start. Get back in the game as bottom lane, the action heating up. Mind control slowed down, not quite enough for the Kofi. He's almost there. He sticks around, he's heating up. He wants the solo kill, but not going to happen. Q scores a crucial first blood for IG. And that is the game of Bristleback, right? You have an IO there, you have a healer like a Dazzle, all of a sudden you probably get 2 kills instead of dying.
Now, I do want to mention, because this is somewhat of a kind of an unstandard build for Bristleback. Whenever Liquid plays Bristleback in the off lane, he loves to go solely into mech. Not often that you see mech being purchased on Bristleback, and the reason that Team Liquid likes to do this, they like to group up in 10-15 minutes and start pushing and applying pressure. But again, IG's lineup is well equipped to deal with that. They got the Acid Spray to slow down the push, and they got the Ice Blast. If you want to buy that mech, sure, a single Ice Blast will ruin your team fight. So I'm looking for mind control to get that mech, and perhaps it won't be as effective as usual.
Of course, we have been keeping an eye on the stacks here, as there's quite a few heroes that can take advantage. The Alchemist, the Bristleback, the Bat Rider, lots of flash farmers in this game as Success continues to apply pressure top. Traditionally, Weaver, one of the stronger laners, to try and deal with the Bat Rider, and he's going to make his move, but Tumba Man going in deep for a potential solo kill. As this one takes him down, that minus armor is substantial. He's low, sticking up, but right into the clutches of GH. Liquid looking to strike back here. Takuchi, and they will get the kill. A long committed chase does the trick, but at the same time, IG able to grab a kill of their own bottom. They take down mind control again. And one thing I wanted to mention, Luby, is it's not even nighttime yet, and IG are already winning the lanes. Now, ideally, is the time where Baboka could really shine.
Both carries getting a kill or helping the team to get a kill, but Burning didn't have to leave the lane, But Thunderman chased like halfway across the map for that kill. Burning's like, yeah, I'm right back to the CS. So slight lead for me for IG here as well. Again, I feel like I'm painting this story where IG is, you know, doing super well, and they are, but you gotta keep in mind they are coming in here as the underdog. And this is really surprising to me that they're able to do this against one of the top teams at this TI.
Well, Miracle has caught up very nicely here. Now down only 6 CS. It's not the stomp that it was at the start of the lanes, and not really being pressured during this nighttime. BO3, critical to see where he chooses to invest his time and resources, and it will be on bottom for now. Mind control there to shard him in. Good trap, but fly away.
He is out.
Batman escapes. Still though, Liquid not giving up kills. That is good news for them. Start. I guess for IG Lumi, aside from his Night Stalker, anything else that you think is gonna... Oh, there's fighting openings here. Bottom lane, Pearl getting picked off. And a bit too far and does punish. With the Night Stalker, really the playmaker for now, right? You've got an outfit who needs to farm. The Batrider, who has got his levels okay top lane, but is not really farming a whole lot. So the Blink Dagger or the Drum, that initiation tool will be slow. Thus, they're super reliant on BO3 having this kind of start to be in the lead early.
Yeah, and I think they're okay with that. If you look at IG's lineup, to me, they look like Team TSA. Like, look at how much vision they have. They got the night vision, they got the Batrider vision, and of course, the Wolves will be coming out to just scout everywhere. To me, this is one team with like global satellites, night optics, and then mind control is playing blind on this bottom lane.
BO3 chewing through him. Those finds don't phase him. Cold feet not going to set in. The quills are stacking up, but the DD rune gets the job done, and BO3 continues to rampage through Liquid. This goes back to that IO ban where the Crystal just need different hero is able to back him up. It's something a Visage can really do. Not at this stage of the game anyway.
A large part of Kuro's ineffectiveness in this game is also due to the fact that there are a couple of heroes that could just get out of Ice Shards. We saw Night Stalker just flying over it. Guess what? Batrider can do exactly the same. So I feel like Kuro is feeling a bit stranded at the moment. He wants to poke in these lanes, but it's just hard. I think the easiest lane for him to kill was OP's mid lane, Alchemist, but now that he's got level 7, as well as a Helm of Iron Will, I think that kill is also not going to be likely. What is this level 2 Kuro Tusk gonna contribute on the mid game? I'm not sure.
Yeah, historically where we've seen Kuro on the Tusk, find those early kills, but watch out mid lane, Miracle, BO3 got your number, trying to slow him down with the cold feet coming in, they'll TP in, but it's a measly Visage. What can he do here? GH down. Or sorry, Miracle down. GH trying to respond with Batuma Man joining the fray, chases all with the Sakuchi. BO3's away to safety, they force out multiple TPs. Still easily gets away, and oh, by the way, top lane, XXS getting some free space now. It's level 6, can cut this wave. Precious farm time wasted here with Team Liquid. Bad the worst.
Yep. Thunderman forced TP mid to hopefully get a kill for the team. Unable to get it. Like you mentioned, XSS getting the freedom to catch up on the farm. I'm not gonna lie, LD. Oh, so we have a roll in.
Big roll on the view. They want to catch him out here. The starts come through. The Sunstrike will connect with the cold snap. Miracle.
Magic wand.
He turns around. All right. Just a quick 360. We'll take him down in the end.
Good catch on the apparition. Alchemist in the jungle gives up the link to the AA and critical pickoff to prevent that level 6. Meanwhile, simultaneously, we see Batuma chasing down Liquid, showing some sign of hope.
And you notice when they made that move, right as it hits daytime, they're already ganking mid, they're looking to pressure the Weaver with the Weaver. So this is the time for Liquid to get aggressive. One thing I do want to point out, Lumi, they have stacked really much at all for this Bristleback. No ancient stacks as of yet. So Mind Control off to a rough start, only 2k net worth, and won't have an easy comeback. He's going to need to skirmish more than just be able to freely farm stacks to get back in this game.
I think when you're losing this hard in the early game against an Alchemist, there is a danger point where you stack and Alchemist just waltzed into your jungle.
Kuro just went for one, actually missed it. The Ancient Prowler Shaman not cooperating, so didn't quite aggro the creeps the first time. So they've been trying to stack, just not timing it right. But the economy game suffering here for Liquid. Normally one of their strongest attributes as a team.
So I gotta get your opinion on this. On the bottom lane, we see Burning queuing up for the Necro 3. As the panel mentioned, one of the standard build is going for that Mask of Madness armlet build just to get in the physical right-click damage. How do you feel about kind of adjusting from that and going for the more traditional Necro build?
They're so physical damage focused, right? You've got a Visage, they're likely building a Medallion, GH already has it in the quick buy, the Swarm. throw a Blightstone in there, the Invoker right clicks a goo. Like, you don't want to have minus armor, and you also don't really want to run into this team without a BKB. So I like the Necrobook pickup a lot. It allows him to keep his hero a bit safer and still apply pressure as Liquid move in. Go on this bottom lane. On the queue, catching up the Itch Apparition. One more attack scores the kill. Very successful daytime here for Liquid, and all the while, Miracle catch up in the mid lane, but this Alchemist is far ahead. 7k net worth, almost halfway to the Relic as XXS here's the GH pursuit. Hipping deep, tremendous top tower. There will be a rotation from Pearl, but in addition to that, Big Bad Wolf coming in. Heavy once here, looking to munch him out. Snowball keeps him alive. Miracle joins the fray. Burning can do not but watch and now commits the familiar summon. Shoots away. So far, not too shabby for Liquid.
Oh, this Wolf is something easy. Where'd I go? Just runs around the corner, still maintaining that really high movement.
And they can pressure bottom because this Lycan left the lane. Could even be a rotation. Still,
they're gonna just get a tower here.
no level 6 for Baboka just yet. And with that, tier 1 down. First blood as far as the towers go is actually Liquid. Opening up the map. A team that sorely needs it. And with that, still keeping this game pretty close.
A very strong recovery for Team Liquid, at least handling some of the other heroes. But I think the biggest hero that isn't really tracked up right now is the Alchemist. 108 CS in 11 minutes, rather. The birds. Save the birds. Right. This Alchemist, back to the main point, is once he gets Radiance, and he's just going to farm up the map, I don't think Team Liquid could keep up with OP.
They're not particularly good at playing the Illusionist once they get farmed enough, right? They don't have a Hex. I guess they have decent damage, but nobody on their team is particularly amazing to do with them. So those split pushing illusions can be a nuisance. As far as mobility goes, they're okay there. Great
Dire structures are fortified.
Farm with Wex, the BO3s, but not there yet. Look at Burning top lane though. Pressuring this tier 1 tower. It's uncontested because Liquid are on the move. Trying to pressure IG in the jungle, but that's it is nighttime.
Dire's top tower
easily dodge that gank, so IG will respond. They get this Liquid tier 1. They open up that jungle a little bit. See what their next move is. Bat Rider Blink still about 500 ticks short. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Radiance coming soon. And with that, Radiance and the Blink, there's going to be a big power spike for IG.
Yep. Let's not forget that Q is about to hit level 6 as well, so it really combines nicely into the timing. You blink in, you lasso, you ice blast. Even the previous heroes such as Mind Control's Bristleback will just fall very, very quickly. Looks like he's working into a hood.
They're aggressive with me. They're already going to this tower. They're doing it at nighttime. They're doing it with the Bristle. It's not particularly farmed in fun. But here come the familiars. Batumba Man getting onto Q. The Swarm not coming next. Don't know if he actually needs it. Stun number 1. Stun number 2. If there were any questions about GH, getting answered now. This is tier 1. Now well under siege, but Burning to take the pressure at the tier 2 top. Pearl wants to make a move. He could be getting trapped. Nice ball from the back line too. Looking for the flank. Grabs the Batumba. Then goes to retreat. The shards are there, but not going to keep Burning away because he's running in. Munches up the tusk. For Desert and bottom lane, XXS being pressured here. Bat Rider almost down. Miracle pumps the damage in. Scores the kill and the tower tonight. Tom, still Liquid losing more and more map control, but they are responding well to the kills.
They are, but I think the map control will be a big factor moving into this mid game. Again, Team Liquid is a lineup that lacks vision to begin with, as we do watch that Bat Rider kill open things up with a cold snap into a meteor. But back to the main point is that once Team Liquid, especially when they lose this mid tier 1 tower, they are going to be absolutely blind, especially during nighttime against IG.
And the analysts talked a decent amount about the vision game. I just want to emphasize it. You have obviously Nightstalker Bat Rider already very strong, and then you have a Lycan with the Wolves. So combine that with H Apparition, like there is absolutely no way Liquid should have the vision advantage unless they win multiple fights, get a gem. It's expensive. Here comes the Blink. Takes it off the bat, but he comes back with a vengeance on the mid lane, pushing Mind Control in, controlling him nicely. IG score the kill. And they transition for an objective looming. They want to try straight to the pit. No hesitation from IG. Any way Liquid can contest it. Do they have the firepower?
I mean, the Batumba could port back to the tower, maybe throw in a swarm. They could maybe send some burst in, but IG just keep up too quickly. They will take down the big rock man and claim the agent.
I needed this so hard, right? The Radiance is up there. That minion is going to be absolutely huge against all this physical damage. So Liquid just don't want to risk it in the 4v5.
I do want to point out one tiny thing in the gank that we just saw. We saw the lasso coming out, and Bobuka has the silence on the Tusk. And the idea behind that is he wants to prevent the snowball save. So we're going to keep looking out for that in these upcoming team fights. The Night Stalker will try to shut down the Tusk, and then the Bat Rider will get to do his thing.
It really is the only reset that Liquid have, right? Barring
and it's a very unreliable one.
Yeah, barring a very farmed Invoker, but likely he's going to be the target for those lassos. You don't have Avenge, you don't have the GH. Earthshaker or IO, both of which are fantastic defensively, in particular for interrupting that top lane. As the move happens on the top lane, they look for Michael, deal with him, and he will be shut down again. That is death number 5 for the Bristleback. He is just a vector this game.
It's always a bad sign for your team when you're dying to a Bat Rider who's not even ganking you with Flaming Lasso. That means you go back to the base, he gets mana, and he can smoke up and gank you again. I feel like IG is winning this game so hard that Team Liquid needs to do something amazing to make a comeback.
They have good wards here. They might be able to set up something on Burning if he sticks around, but you can see the Wolves marching in, scouting out Liquid, and so all of a sudden it's IG who could potentially get the jump here. Lasso available, Success coming back and Burning, juking away to the north. Dodging the gank, and I mean, we talked about the vision, we're going to continue to do so. GH gets stunned up here in the woods, but nice familiar micro. Gets him back safely from OP, who appearing rather fearless with that Aegis pickup and the Radiance. These Wolves constantly following Liquid, he's been using them to farm. It's purely about getting the jump. Trying to find pickoffs. IG
going for a smoke gank. They have the vision right on this ramp. They can go for the GH for the quick kill if they want. I think they're seeking for a bigger kill.
They see Miracle. This is the hero that needs to farm. He can't afford to die when he's at the neutral. And down. No mercy from the Vigilante Bat. He'll take him down again.
And this Wood is just seeing so much. Curl now is detected. He's only level 5. His raindrop is not going to save him after being rolled up. So with the snowball here, Alchemist is going to stun himself, but there's way too many heroes. Curl will also go down. 5k network lead here, 17 minutes in. And just for a second, take a look at that network bar in Alchemist. It is ginormous.
And IG making the right calls here. They get the kills, and then they transition straight into a tier 1 tower. They want to further eviscerate Liquid's ability to get out on the map. So now, only the tier 1 mid left standing as far as those outer structures go, and they get the jump here. You can see, like, when that happens, Liquid just don't really ever reply. They're constantly getting caught off guard, especially when it's nighttime. It will now be day. Maybe have a little breathing room, but I mean, Lumi, does Liquid have to change something? Can they afford to, like, give up these kills, just try to farm, turtle up for late game? Do they have to take some risks of their own? Is there items they're waiting for? Like, what sort of adjustments do you want to see out of Liquid?
I think they just have to keep taking risks. They are so far behind, and they have a lineup that needs a ton of items to operate. You know, Miracle Invoker takes a while to get online. I think the adjustment is going for those Lincoln Spheres that the panel has mentioned. Miracle is going in for it right now. Weaver, I think, needs to go for one as well. You just need to make sure that you're surviving against these Bat Rider lassos. Miracle, though, Sunstrike kill, I believe, in the base.
Yeah, almost killed one off Matumba Man solo and catches Baboka on the TP out. Sick play, and now looking for OP. He does have Aegis here. They'll have to kill him twice or get out, and they do. Kill him once, look for more. Mind control joining the trade. Have to be careful. Look for the familiar jump for the wrong. He down with the ice blast is there. Connecting on 2. Blast him back in with the flame break. XXX. Oh, he even finds the combo. Ends the killing spree, but the combo comes through. Miracle roasting up the wolf and donning his hide. Surprise. 3 do fall for Liquid, but they get the Aegis. They do manage to kill up the Lycan. Keep their Invoker alive. So, again, not the greatest fights for Liquid, but definitely could be worse.
I think it looked pretty good for Team Liquid at the beginning, but as soon as they took down the Aegis, I think they just needed to get back. Even with the Invoker coming in, they ultimately don't have enough firepower to take down OP a second time. And speaking of OP, he is BO3s. He's working on the Manta style, and that split push that you keep referring to is coming, and it's coming very fast. What is the answer for the split push? I have no clue. I mean, Invoker could help with Forge Spirits. The Weaver could take down some of these illusions, but I think OP will just be absolutely everywhere.
what I love about this build in this particular game is that they can take advantage of those lanes being pushed in, right? They have a lot of heroes that scale well with farm. Heroes like Ancient Apparition, Night Stalker from the support role. Obviously the Lycan, the Bat Rider can certainly use the farm. And they have really good map control to follow up on towers falling, on waves being pushed in, and punish it with the vision game and with pickoff. So it's not just split push without a follow-up, it's split push with a first.
Yes.
Dire's middle
Keep for the
tower.
jump on the mid lane again. It's XXS, and he catches the save. Curl, no escape. Silenced up, dealt with early. Good familiar stun by GH. Still, the chase is on. Can they follow this up with another tower? They look for more. Hounding GH from the side. XXS blinks in. The swarm descends, and IG keep the ball rolling. Multiple kills at nighttime. More towers claimed. I want to point out that they managed to get a deep ward down. While that was all happening, are behind the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. So again, they're not just getting the kills, they're following it up with crucial objectives and setting up for the next fight.
Yep. All the meanwhile, their economy game is going strong. Bobuka is constantly providing vision. Speaking of which, Matumba Man thinks he's safe, thinks he's farming, and the gank is coming.
You wanted a Lincoln Sphere for him. The lasso is still pulling down. They need to get up the silence or time lapse out, but it's on cooldown. Lincoln back in with the silence coming through. The cold feet, ice blast. The bug is squashed. IG making it look easy versus Liquid.
Again, another gank without flaming lasso. As Team Liquid, what do you do against this? You can't farm. They have to take these risks. They have to get out there and farm because that's how their lineup operates. But right now, IG is just giving them absolutely no breathing room. One thing I do want to revisit is the question I brought up with the Necro books. As the game moves on, you can see that these Necro 3s are so effective. There are 2 Invis heroes on the side of Team Liquid, the Sakuchi from the Weaver, as well as the Ghostwalk from Invoker. And with the pop of the book, both those abilities are out of the window in terms of effectiveness. So really good choice here from Burning. I like the fact that he itemized back into a Vlad's, a very standard build, but again, the name of the game here for IG is about armor stacking. Make sure that you just don't give away any easy kill, and every piece of armor you stick on your heroes is gonna make that happen.
OP with his 2 pairs of boots, shoving in this middle lane, looking for the tier 2, but here comes Liquid on the wraparound. Mind control, stacking up the quills. OP's the man in front. They want to find something a bit tastier on the backside, so they sneak around. They try to get the jump on IG, but that's damn hard when they can fly. The bat jukes away, and OP rushes in, straight onto the bristle, nails him with the ice blast, and to his cross, where he dies. Now looking on the other side of the fight for Miracle, they take him down too. IG completely overrunning Liquid, and now
this could be Rex right here.
Might even be
60
more.
seconds
No
before Miracle
buyback.
comes back. What are they going to do against
They can
this?
go top Lumi. They can maybe get 2 without the Invoker. Can they cut the wave? Can they slow this down? Where are the answers for Liquid? Where is the Liquid from the group stage? IG are absolutely astounding in this game, number 1. Good stall, though, by GH with the familiar stun, but they keep on smacking here. Melee racks, dropping, will go down. Familiars being farmed up, still no Invoker. 25 seconds without Miracle. But IG, content with their 1 lane advantage, won't push it further. They back away. They know the next Roche could be up now, and if not now, very soon. So they're going to wait for that next stages.
Matumba Man trying his best to get the creep wave pushed out on the top,
Dire's
but
top
quickly
shrine
answer
is
back
under
as
attack.
the Alchemist ports back. LD, it might be too soon to talk about game 2, because Team Liquid do have a chance to hold for a late game comeback if IG starts to make a mistake, but let's assume that IG does take this game. Is there anything from the draft that you might want Curl to change? Because I do feel like Curl got somewhat outdrafted here.
I liked the bans from IG in Phase 2. There was a game that Liquid played against PG where they went for like mega push. I think they had like a Visage, Broodmother mid, 5th pick, which caught their opponents a bit off guard. I want to say there was like a Lycan or a Lone Druid in that game as well. So I think IG definitely watched that replay. You saw their second stage bans were very targeted, but hold that thought because IG, they know this game isn't over yet. They want to secure the victory. The snowball, good retaliation from Curl, but now he's being controlled by the Night Stalker. Provoca's in through the rear of the Ice Blast. Through another connection with the Flame Break. That teamwork making the dream work for IG.
Okay.
They will shatter too, and now again continuing pursuit. Liquid will keep the Invoker alive, and Matumba Man hanging on by a thread, but the chase is on. If they can keep the vision, Matumba's in trouble.
they can.
No time lapse. Lock him down and finish him off. IG putting a bow on it here, and now Shrines on the menu.
Roshan is back in about 5 seconds or so IG could just swoop in, check it with the Wolf, and take it after that as well.
So yeah, I mean, if it goes to that game too, I would like to see GH on something where he can have his impact. You know, a playmaker, maybe he takes on the Tusk. Obviously, Kuro is a fantastic Tusk, and ever since the departure of Jerax, he's really stepped up, but...
Yeah, I mean, you were asking about GH this game, and I said, you know, I don't think he's going to show up because of the lineup and how it is. We're going to watch this team fight one more time. At the beginning of the fight, it's looking pretty good for Team Liquid, especially with Batrider wasting the lasso on there goes Lincoln Sphere. But as the fight dragged on, they just figured out, oh, we can't kill this Alchemist. Alchemist is chasing us down with these Necro Books. Once again, IG just flexing their muscle.
I will say, never sleep on a Miracle Invoker, but that said, this ward, Lumi. This ward will make life very difficult for Liquid. IG in perfect formation here to anticipate this Liquid expedition. Kuro leads it boldly forward, and the smoke is revealed by the least gankable hero on the team. They're going to try anyway. OP doesn't get locked down by the shards. He actually can push away from his team about as good as it gets, but they can't focus him down. He just waltzes away. All the while, the rest of IG weren't really doing anything, but now they make their move. Lasso, Ice Blast, connecting on two, and in a song of ice and fire, Liquid are overrun. Kuro gets brought down. 3 hit the deck. Now back for mind control, turning him into Chop Suey. They will kill him off. Chat wheel being spammed, and now Roche is next. IG putting on a clinic here to open up this TI.
Good thing about this draft for Team Liquid, it's not their group stage draft. Group stage draft, they always have some mega push. Yeah, sure, you got Visage, you got that Invoker, but I don't think it's enough push, at least not the same standard as Team Liquid showed.
It's a slower push.
Slower push.
It's a push that takes a lot of time and farm to come online, and IG have not given them that time.
Second thing about this draft, 2 games that Team Liquid lost out of the 3 games that they lost in group stage was to a Batrider. I think looking into the Game 2 draft, I think you might want to take out the Batrider, especially against one of the best Batrider players in China. XSS has been absolutely spectacular in the hero.
Or have a counter. You know, they picked both of their supports to open the draft, but I think IG did recognize that. They didn't expect that mid-core Visage with some nice no-tail runs, and as a result, they've been able to punish with the bad pick. So IG move in, looking for the flank is Batumba Man, but already the base is in shambles, 2 lanes down. From bad to worse for Liquid. IG gonna retreat now. They've been systematic thus far. Still have some time here with their Aegis, their cheese. Any reason not to just walk down bottom lane and go for the Megas?
Maybe wait for natural nighttime, just make sure that you have a very, very long team fight. The one thing that we haven't really mentioned, hold that thought here as Q. We'll go down, but we'll do some damage to Matuma Man before he dies.
Not worth it if he gets spun out.
No Lincoln Sphere.
Just no time lapse. He already used it to try and get out of there safely. And IG pursue him. They see him Sakuchiing through the wave. They expect him in the trees. It looks like he's juked it. He will TP out. So a little space created, but they're going to need a lot more of that. IG still hunting for him. Now maybe just going to back away and wait for all 5. Wait for that Ice Blast, and like you said, wait for that natural nighttime. Coming soon.
Also, OP is very close to finishing a Shiva's guard, so having that extra bit of armor allows him to tank in the front. Although it doesn't feel like he even needs it. He's been pretty much immortal throughout this whole game.
Liquid hanging on by a hope. Probably a prayer as well at this point. They do have the gem. Try and deal with IG, but now the issue is going to be, like, you might even see them coming. Doesn't matter. They're getting to that level of farm on IG where they don't have to catch you off guard. They don't have to necessarily have the vision advantage. So this gem will help, but will it be enough? And now there's a BKB. BKB lasso, your only counter initiation is what? A snowball save? That's basically it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, you pray on the Lincoln Sphere, you pray that the snowball gets there. The BKB just makes the life a little bit easier for XSS, but the overall game plan hasn't changed for either.
IG just gonna start battering down this bottom lane, it appears, as they congregate. Burning looking to join the squad. Assault Cuirass completed for him. He has been the siege engine to back up the Alchemist as the frontline tank. Now the Shiva's coming out and gets aggressive. Charging in, lobbing into stun, going for GH. Even through the fight, the damage is substantial. They try to slay the beast, but the Alchemist shrugs it off, forcing Liquid on their heels, chewing through the Bristles HP. I'm the real tank now, says OP. This is not your bristleback of 3 to 6 months ago. GH now taking the stun again and Bernie racing onto him. They turn back for mind control. Miracle sounds the retreat with the Deputy Blast, but Kuro is caught in the crossfire. A second hero down, the support duo of Liquid that has been so instrumental in their run to first place in the group has been very quiet in this game. 1, 2, and 13 combined.
The two support player to me was they had no role in the early game. They had no good lanes to gank. They weren't able to win their own individual lanes when they weren't ganking. They weren't stacking like you were mentioning. I just felt the effectiveness wasn't there, and Boboka spamming them gyros as IG about to take mega creeps.
But Boca showing that he is not just a Monkey King player. 4, 2, and 15. He might overextend here, but it's okay for IG. They've already gotten the megas. We have seen some mega creep comebacks, but down 30k gold. You'll probably need 4 or 5 fights to turn it, and Liquid do lose one. They'll sound the GG. IG dominant to open up TI. What more is there to say? There were a lot of question marks around this team, Lumi, but I think Valve recognized, we all knew they were capable of greatness. Some questioned the direct invite, but they, I think, show here, and they showed it in the group stage. They are a solid squad. They are not a one-patch team, and now Liquid has to go back to the drawing board heading into that game number 2.
Yeah, it's just the way that they did it this game. I don't think they made a single mistake. And something that PPE brought up in the panel is that when they win as a unit. And we saw that everybody showed up and played, starting from Q's first blood on the bottom lane to OP, all the way carrying in the game. I felt like all of IG showed up, and they played super well.
So I think Baboka probably the standout player here, and along with that, the overall strategy around it. Like, he individually did more in the laning stage than, and even through the mid game, than pretty much anyone else.
I say if I have to give the MVP, I'll give it to Q for his draft.
All right, well, with that, we'll see what the analysts think. It's back to day 9 and the rest of the panel.
That was possible.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Arms for the dead.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Death's bounty.
We'll take that.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
On delivery.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Join.
Like him, the forces of nature abhor
I'll make you
impurities.
pay for this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Death's bounty.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Keepers, keepers.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Excellent.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Much worse. Excellent.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Illusion!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Gold and sweet. Like him, the forces of nature abhor impurities. Haste! I'll take your tribute.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's top tower is fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alchemy is the future!
You're unstoppable.
I'd have done that one for free. We'll take that.
Invisibility.
What?
Immortality! Gold and sweet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I am mighty.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Just yet, G8 salvaging, they get 3. Liquid prevail, but they had to spend a lot there, Lumi. They blew the Aegis, they blew the Cheese, they did it outside the base. So they won't be able to threaten high ground with their full complement. At the same time, there's no outside defender coming in from the back line for him, and now the envy on the Baki from the rear, they get the Ursa. That might force Mind Control back. The wheels might have just come off of this push. Mind Control, slow to retreat, but the caution is going to make this a bit trickier.
I don't think with that fight they're going to try. It's going to be close here as Mind Control.
Urge, hit him from the front, but Poco with the tricks, looking for the clean trade, and now thinking, hey,
back. I don't know if you want to go in. There's someone
they do.
Finally.
IG, it's a spiky mouthful. I don't know about this, man. Still the commitment. Still the commitment.
Monkey King, get out, get out. You're not going to get the kill. And Paul comes in. Monkey gets strike. Champ hits the deck. And now Monkey King jumps forward.
IG getting sloppy, getting desperate. Liquid able to take advantage. Can they get more? They group up top. They want to end this game.
It's daytime.
Fast.
It's
in a
daytime.
hurry.
Here comes Team Liquid. What are you gonna do against this? No H's, no cheats, whatever. They're gonna pull back everybody with local recall, and they're gonna just hit buildings.
Liquid laying into the tier 1 tower. Ice Armor slowing them down as best it can. But the siege is on now. Blitz gets forced out. The whole gang is back. They try to kite the bristle, slow him down. But Liquid are determined. The sun also rises as this melee rack drops lower and lower. Liquid will take it. One lane now opened up. Range to fall as well.
The big thing that during this push, Miracle has that Desolator, so the minus armor really taking into and basically counteracting what the Frost armor could do in these team fights. Instead of going mid, they will go to the bottom. The bottom tower is much lower, and the shrines are more spread apart, making this defense here for IG much harder to come by.
Upper bracket lives on the line. Liquid are doing it, working on the melee racks. IG wants to respond, and they must do it soon. They look for the flag. XXS revving up the MB, but what's going to hit? A swing! A miss! He gets nothing! Now Liquid chasing forward, IG racing in and want to kill that keeper, but GH elusive. They finally get onto him, isolating him in the trees. Goes for the TP out. Where's the stun? There are none! Away he goes, but still this does leave Matumbo Man stranded. The Ursa in a bit too far is gonna fall. Now the Bristleback being overwhelmed, slowing him down with the Shivas. Miracle has to watch him as he slowly gets chipped away at. He's in the trees, hiding for what he can. Still GH back into the fray, keeping his team alive. Overextending perhaps, but Boca could be punished. A staggered retreat, but IG aren't ready to give up the chase just yet. They keep on pushing forward. They want more. Buyback again. Ursa looking for the punish. He gets the kill. The Riki's down. And Lumi, that's a dieback. No smoke left for this fight. Liquid are very close. That melee Rex a bit over half HP. Can they hold the line?
Lycan shapeshift down for 25 seconds. I think without the shapeshift and the Riki, they have no way to stick on GH. GH is the most important here right now. Jumping in, they want the sandwich. Ice coming in, and they bounce it back in. GH with the alley-oop play. Team Liquid going on the Rexus, and you're right, LD. They are doing it. Another set of Rex. Miracle, and fighting against OP.
Commitment from Mind Control is all about that melee. Slowly, but surely, the mace does its work. One more swing. Down it goes. 2 lanes for Liquid. They are hanging on, keeping the upper bracket dream alive. Now back to the Sand King. They need the 3rd lane. IG are scrappy. They won't give up easy. But Liquid have the creep advantage now. 2 lanes shoving in. It's a 3-pronged assault. They keep the push going. Now the tower falls. 1 last lane remains. That's all that stands between Liquid and a game 3 after she's fighting the sun. And now the fight breaking out. Matumbo Man control, but he gets on the range. He tanks through it all. The chase runs back. Beautiful stuff from the Tyrant Glitch's Q. Keeps his team in the game. They're gonna bring him down. IG not out of this yet. Pounding into the Ursa. He tries to fight it out, but the Ice Armor's there. The evasion is as well, and he can't get the kill. 3 fall for Liquid. Close.
Not done
But
yet.
not over yet.
Sand King teleport in, finds Mind Control, will set up. Here comes the cavalry, on fire for life for IG. They isolate him, they bring him down.
Wants to help, he's waiting in position. Can Mind Control possibly get out of here? The Quills are stacking up. He's slow. If he gets hit from the front, he will fall.
All right, now
IG,
damage control. Damage control.
Oh, they are in now.
Go back to base, push out the waves. OP can't do that. He is an alchemist. Somebody's got to watch out for bottom. You see the key differences in these team fights is IG's ability to isolate GH, sorry. You gotta kill GH and you make sure that he doesn't constantly give him mana, give him HP through his Illuminate. He also makes buyback super crucial. Ursa bought back during that middle team fight and he was able to get recalled in instantly. You kill GH, you have a chance.
Yeah, they are definitely identifying him as public enemy #1. IG chasing him out. There's the glimmer. He's got the gold step there as well. The Wukon's command drop, saving Private GH. It's the call, but in goes OP. Diving deeper for this. He turns back for Curl. The rest of the team takes the keeper down. He's got the buyback. Curl does not. And pouncing away, Miracle retreats to the confines of high ground. The base slowly being chipped from north and south as Liquid's creeps are doing what the heroes can right now.
Don't worry about it, LD. They regen. Kill for tower. They're going to keep pushing.
They are killing out the buffer buildings, though.
That's true.
IG still trying to force the issue here. Miracle looking to slow them down in XXX with the pursuit. No juice from you, Miracle, they say. The stuns get locked in. Complete forward. IG not out of it yet. Kill after kill coming their way. Towers are falling. Liquid perhaps feeling a bit overconfident. And onto your hats, folks.
IG could just force a Rax out. His keeper is back in 5 seconds. Again, how much can he kite? Whether
and the Ice Blast Gloomy. It's a lot of push from IG. Mauling this tower down. Mind Control gets in, but the Froststalker protects them. Tower falls. It's a stall. It's all about GH now, it feels.
Well, Lycan and Wolfone just getting completely stunned up by GH. They want to go and double force that, pushes him back.
Good fighting. Liquid stalling nicely here, forcing Burning low. He may have to retreat. That leaves OP on his own. He's got the BOTs. Manta out. TP away. No bash. Oh!
There is a basher available in that Ursa. Unfortunately,
they're not done yet. They're still chasing Mind Control. He has the gem.
And you're right, LD, they need to start pushing out the base. I did say, you know, careful, do regen, but
it's slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
They took some heavy damage as those waves kept on shoving.
But hey, that was a big turn of event for IG. You know, they got a couple of buildings, got a couple of extra kills, and more importantly, they got Team Liquid off their back for a little bit. But again, the third Roshan, I mentioned how important the second Rosh was in terms of taking 2 lanes of Rax. The third one just as important, and I don't think Team Liquid will be challenged here. Although, as I say that, IG smokes out.
IG love challenging. They rotate around XXS with an Arcane Rune, so the low cooldown stun and play in this fight.
Where's GH?
Finds GH. Oh, almost. There you go. Throws in. Still clips him, and now the connection is Fuka surges forward. GH stays alive. The Glimmer came enough to keep him up, but he's Jacob burning now and nipping at his heels. So Scepter doing what he can. Finally, they will slay the beast. He instantly buys back. They know how crucial this keeper is. They know they can't afford to give up this Roche. Liquid are committing for it, and now it's the Sand King they want. The Sand King they might get. Throws away. Looks for the save with the Lotus Orb coming through. Will it be enough? They'd rather sack the Riki, but that is a gem down.
In fact, I don't think there are any gems available for IG, whether it's on the hero or the shop. So they're going to be playing without vision for a while. The buyback here from GH secures the Roshan, Aegis and Cheese into the coffers of Team Liquid. And we are still in the same situation where IG is down by 2 sets of Rax.
Somebody wants that cheese, surely.
Okay.
Miracle.
Fermenting does not work in Dota 2.
That is already multi-cheese. Can't get any smell here. But it still heals when you need it. And Liquid, they've got plenty coming from GH. Now, Lumi, if he dies in this push, it could be a big problem. Because we've seen how important he is to their team fight. Liquid are smoking in. They're just looking to dive. An early assault with this melee Rax, perhaps finding kills to start it off. Let's see. The jump comes through, but the Sand King there with the kite. Dashing off the walls. XXS, he burrows back to safety. Liquid have gone really deep for this kill. Ice Blast streaming into the fountain.
That's an Ice Blast. Bang! He's gone! Sanking out for 100 seconds.
That might be it. Liquid just got to push these lanes in, but look at the waves. They're being cut by the Alk. Illusions denying these creeps. Buying time, but creeps are coming top. Mind Control. Thwack. Thwack. Thwack continues to work. Miracle at his side.
Oh, look at Kogan in the back line. He's going for the kill on Kuroki. Kuroki forced that back out. He's jumping back in. He wants Kuroki. Miracle comes in though. They get Roboca. Chain Frost will finish the job of 1-1 trade.
IG are down both supports now. That AA has buyback. OP now comes in one at a time into the meat grinder. Commitment here, but that Bristle stays alive. Very tanky. They keep on nipping at his heels, but can they bring him down? OP diving him. Now Matu looking to bail out his buddy with the turnaround. Liquid once more under the breach, and they have done it. Game 3 awaits.
LD, you want a crazy statistic?
Sure.
IG was leading in gold the entire game. Just shows you that sometimes gold isn't everything. Just because you got Greevo Greed, just because you're farming well, the pressure from Team Liquid. That GH Aghanim Scepter was so key.
What a resilient showing here in game number 2 from Team Liquid. They were up against it, and you could sense the urge.
but it also just does a ton more damage. Also, I think its armor on its ultimate is really underrated. I think you get like what, 20 armor.
Yes, 20
later
armor
on in the game, and then you're versus Alk and you're versus an underfarm like it. So even though XSS was very farm, he still died occasionally, but pretty rarely.
Now, with Game 3 coming up, obviously a lot of people are super excited that we are going to Game 3. Some of us were moaning that Team Liquid, who did so well in group stages, might just be out in 2 quick games. But coming up here in Game 3, I want to talk about shifting gears. Whether it's Team Liquid is trying to bring something new to the table, whether it is Team Liquid needs to change, because we've already sort of seen some patterns from IG focusing around Alchemist.
I think that anytime you get GH on Whisper or Caudle, I think that they are the heavy favorites to win. I thought that was a pretty big mistake by IG to allow that to go through. We saw how much GH, we saw how little impact he had on the Visage in game 1. You know, one of these heroes outside his comfort zone.
I mean, it was the first picked hero too. Just like straight out the gate, they just did not want to risk getting GH on not one of his comfort heroes.
I think that they should be very comfortable and confident in first picking either Whisper Caudle, and I think IG was smart to ban both of those in the first game.
Yeah.
They are probably going to pick something similar to GH. Like if they ban a Whisper Caudle, they're going to get something that he can actually do something with, like a roaming hero rather than Visage who's just staying there farming.
Yep. Enable your best player to allow, like he makes Liquid win games. So if you put him on a hero like Visage, he can't really do that from that position.
And I'm curious, Marlene, we've talked a little bit about Team Liquid because they were the ones that made, you know, the really big shift in this game. Do you think that IG needs to adjust their strategy? Do you think that, I mean, game 1 was such an incredible display of team coordination. What's your evaluation of them going into game 3?
Well, we did like a draft from them in game number 1 because it was Alchemist's last pick, and then when you pick it in the first phase, even though you won with it in the first game, they had counters to it, and they didn't even ban it out in the second phase. That's sometimes like the benefit of picking Alchemist in this second pick in the first phase. Like, oh, okay, we can ban out the counters, but they let AA and Ursa get through, and as we saw, they were 10k up net worth, pretty much all on the Alch, and he still got slaughtered.
So, I mean, do you think that the burden is then on IG to get the correct bans?
Just better draft, I think. They tried...
Just not Alch second.
the opening 2 is rough.
Yeah.
Lycan and Alch both are pretty susceptible to being punished in lane, and they were... And we saw the Alchemist get a little bit of help, but they left Lycan out on an island, and he was very, very far behind. You commented like 5 minutes in, like 1 CS, and they lost that tower super fast to Bristle Caudle. And
very proud of his CS. It was his favorite CS.
Both was like, I'm going for couriers. Good luck learning. Best.
Oh, that was painful to see right at the start of the game. It was when the courier died. I was like,
his Ricky was impressive. That entire game, I thought he played amazing. I thought they were going to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty critical to note that every time Baboka did die, he was deep into the enemy jungle with multiple heroes on him and several of the lanes being pushed in. It's not even the biggest win to pick him off at that point.
Exactly. Deaths on the opponent's side of the map oftentimes don't lead to you losing objectives, so they're a little bit more forgiving than deaths on your side.
And it's also a way for them to give space to Alch so he can find farm without being afraid.
Absolutely.
Space created.
Yeah.
Chat wheel.
I thought it was especially cool how Team Liquid really did do amazingly well in that lane against Lycan, and I feel like some of the big themes of the match was Ursa is really good against Alchemist, and we finally got to see farm on Bristleback. You know, the previous draft, it seemed like IG had a very... These four heroes are designed around the Alchemist, designed to protect them, but it seemed like a lot of individual counter picks on Team Liquid's side that led them to victory. I'm still trying to really figure out the Team Liquid draft in the last game.
It's also the thing that they last pick Alch the first game, so they did right, or was it? Yeah.
Yes,
so they didn't really give any space for Liquid to counterpick it that game. But as we saw here now, if you can counterpick the hero, it's not as good as it is as a last pick.
Yeah, I mean, even that said, I was amazed at OP's ability to just gobble up all the farms so quickly. He had so much money so early in that game.
That's what Alchemists do, but Ancient Apparition is a great anti-carry. You know, you can focus down somebody, and you can really punish them, put them down.
Well, it is my absolute pleasure to let you know that Game 3 between Team Liquid and IG is beginning right now. Not now. It's not right now. I lied to you. And for that, I'm very sorry. So let's just continue to talk about drafting. Now, guys, I want to hear your thoughts about some drafting. What do you think is the biggest hero that is a surprise not to see in this lineup? Because in the group stages, I felt like there were some of the traditional heroes that I know of a lot of the various players.
Sure, not a lot of. Neither of these teams are putting a ton of emphasis on Nyx Assassin. We're seeing it squeak through the first phase on both sides. It got banned in like the 3-4 bans last time, but really just an undervalued hero between these two teams, which is surprising to see. Also, I thought maybe Shadow Shaman would get a little bit of play from Liquid side.
Do you think it's worth giving Liquid Coddle if you can immediately respond with the Nyx?
I don't think so at all. I think you definitely just ban Wisp Coddle.
Just gonna get
them Shaker
anyway.
first. They usually pick Shaker. I think they first banned Wisp Shaker in the first game.
Yep.
And then they took the Night Stalker. But if they ban Night Stalker, then do you ban Wisp Shaker or Wisp Coddle?
I think you ban Coddle.
Okay. And then how do you deal with the Shaker? Do you just let them have it?
You just deal with the Shaker. Well, I think IG is gonna have first pick this game.
Fresh lineup, but DAC was a really impressive event to watch them play at. I mean, in terms of the Magnus, have we even seen that much Magnus in the group stages here? I as you brought him up, I was just trying to think of, you know, all the group stage games, which there were, you know, tons of, but I don't think I saw a single Magnus pick once.
I saw one game when S4 played it, and they won that game quite easy, I think. He's one of the best Magnus players, so obviously he's gonna play good on it, but it's a hero that it's more of an offlane hero in a way now, because it's initiator and it's like it's not as good as like mid now anymore, because mid heroes tend to be more carry heroes now.
A lot of the 3-4 initiators we've been seeing are those versatile heroes that can slot into support or the offlane, and Magnus is a pretty tough support to pull off. At least
and it's quite hard. Like if he doesn't get space early on, and the jungle is a bit nerfed now, so it's I don't know, it's quite hard to fit in, but OG did it once at least.
Are there certain heroes that Magnus really needs in order to see full potential in the games, since he can't really use Empower to farm with himself as efficiently as before?
Well, he always wants at least one hero on his team that really benefits from the Empower. So
Peter's favorite Troll.
Troll Warlord.
Yeah. Troll Magnus.
Hey, you get some Troll Warlord Magnus, Peter. Isn't that awesome?
It's fine. Troll really struggles with wave clear. It's one of the reasons.
Do you like your Christmas present, Peter? It's fine.
What?
It's fine. Come on, Troll Warlord Magnus. Think about it.
It could be fine. I'm totally cool with it.
Well, I believe I'm about to tell you the truth. That it is my pleasure to let you know that Team Liquid versus IG Game 3 is about to begin. Who will advance to the winners final? We'll find out after this match.
Team Liquid versus Invictus Gaming. Game 3.
I gotta say, Invictus has won a fan in me after that coordinated play in the first match, where a lot of people, I mean, even me, I've been following Team Liquid since the Brood War days. Always a big fan of them and their high-level performances in the recent tournaments that had a lot of first-place wins this year. But IG just looked so dominant, and I'm very curious to see who's going to get the edge in Game 3.
Do you guys both agree that first pick is more important than side?
I don't think so.
In this game.
I don't know. I kind of like last pick, especially with the teams that aren't playing all these versatile supports / cores.
This was here exactly what you guys were talking about before. That they ban Wisp and Coddle, and then they first pick Shaker.
Yeah, that works.
GH haters, man.
That's what you got to do. GH, he might be the best player at this tournament, just like overall.
I agree. I agree.
He's had a huge impact on the team this year, and he's been like a rising star for quite a while. He's like one of the highest ranked players on the matchmaking ladder as a support.
He doesn't get talked about on the team that
just
much,
pretty unheard of.
Especially that he's just like been starting to play with a good team like half a year ago when he joined Liquid. He wasn't on any like big teams before that.
Alright, nice. So we have A Void.
AA and Void.
Yes.
Now, Void has been one of the most popular heroes in the entire hero pool. Once again, of the 112 pickable heroes in Dota, only 4 haven't seen play, and Faceless Void is actually 8th most. 37 games he's played in, but his win rate has been abysmal, and I don't know if this is because of...
He needs troll with him, right, Peter?
Hey,
Right,
there
troll.
it is, synergy. Now you're thinking with portals.
It's a very synergistic hero. He needs help.
Yeah.
He lacks...
But he has A for that now.
Yeah, he
at least.
generally lacks his own damage, especially in the early game. Voids oftentimes want to pick up utility items that will give them more reach to have better chronospheres.
Yeah, I know Mask of Madness has been a common pickup on him.
I mean, that can be great to help bolster your damage, but I think it's more important to land that chrono and allow your teammates to follow up.
Now, Earthshaker Disruptor is an incredibly fun combo, using Glimpse from Disruptor to rewind an enemy back to Earthshaker so we can totem smash him to death.
It's a lot of lockdown.
Disruptor is also mostly, I think, because they picked Void, so he's very easy to, like, he can catch him on the lane when Void is trying to use his time walk to get back, so.
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah, that could be a nice way to kill Void in the early game. I guess that could be...
Make sure that you kill him before he gets his ultimate off.
Yeah, he's a tough hero to manage in the early game, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, Faceless Void obviously has the great escape with Time Walk, but the cooldown at level 1 is something like 24 seconds, 30 seconds?
It's significant.
It's a lot, and so, I mean, watching good players play on Faceless Void, managing that very carefully, I mean, it'll get completely overridden by Disruptor.
All right, so I want to talk about how both these teams are headed towards pretty teamfight-centric lineups. A lot of teamfight coming out from both sides. I'm curious to see who's going to take the first step into having some vision. One strategy to play around a team that's building around teamfight is to have the vision to have the information to either fight your opponents head on or stay away from them until you're ready. Having vision will allow you to have that ability to make that decision.
So it's pretty much just one of those Invis heroes or Beastmaster?
Yeah,
there's not that many left.
There's a lot of options. You can do heroes like TA and drop traps everywhere. You could pick a Furion and just spread your treants throughout.
Bat Rider's a big pick that hasn't been banned or picked by anyone yet. Obviously, Nightstalker and Lycan.
I like Bat a lot against Void.
Out.
It's Void's will build Lincoln Sphere, but Bat is a great hero to find Void before he does cast Chronosphere.
I think Exus usually plays a Shaker, though. I don't actually think they're as flexible as other teams when it comes to swapping to 3-4 Shaker.
And here we see that they pick GH hero.
Yeah, Slardar Troll, it's happening.
Yeah.
Troll.
One time!
I think they're gonna pick Invoker on Liquid as well. So it's a hero that's really good together with a Void to set up for all of the damage that he has.
Aki, I'm curious about your analysis of Slardar in relation to other just sort of reliable stun.
Invictus Gaming's Team Liquid's turn to pick.
That's
Get his items to Ogden's Scepter, which will cool down. And now we have the big playmaker Earth Spear snatched by Invictus Gaming.
Lots of silence. Kill off Void and Slardar before they get Sables.
10 seconds remaining. Invictus Gaming's
took a lot
turn.
Okay, lots of this.
That is one of Batumbaman's best heroes, I think, in my opinion.
Is this a Maelstrom Lance game or a Radiant game?
Probably
Lance.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it depends on what Miracle goes for. If they're looking for more magical
5
damage,
seconds
Radiant's
remaining.
route. If they're looking for physical, right click build best.
I mean, they have Slardar, so they have the minus armor that really benefits together with the long druid. So follow the there, you can see that
And there's some armor. I mean, immediately you see 3 heroes for Invictus Gaming that are great playmakers in early and mid game. which would give plenty of time for Sven run around, jungle farming, much to his delight. What does Team Liquid need
10
to
seconds
round
remaining.
this out? What is Invictus again?
In my opinion, I think
5
IG's vision
seconds
here,
remaining.
they need a way to track this void, or else they're going to be constantly
Invictus
initiated on.
Gaming's turn to
Yeah, I mean,
bat.
Earth Spirit benefits so much from vision, given his incredibly long range.
He rolls in,
Boulder
he can
roll.
kick a stun while he's rolling, and then he can instantly silence someone else, but if he doesn't have the vision to do so, it's going to be quite the task, but I know.
Charging into the dark bold.
I'm sure Voboka's up to it. He's a fantastic 4-player.
Berlini, what
10
about your
seconds
what does Team
remaining.
Liquid need in this last pick? They have already a lot of physical damage. It's a nice team fight
5
with Ancient
seconds
Apparition,
remaining.
Faceless Void's ultimate.
Just an easy matchup with mid. You guys were talking about the Invoker. I still think it's a pretty good pick for them. I'm more curious as to what OP's going to play.
Invictus Gaming's turn to
The
pick.
only problem with Invoker now is, okay, they actually banned it as well, that Lone Druid is quite greedy. He like needs farm, and Invoker also needs space and farm, so maybe they want to pick something more active.
Now, of course, one of the things to note, we've seen Alchemist get picked before from Invictus Gaming.
10 seconds remaining.
Stat in this spot because of the fact that Sven already is going to be up so much.
5 seconds
Maybe
remaining.
Pina? So,
Yeah, I like TA early now.
I would imagine a sub mid that is just great after level.
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Lina.
Yeah,
Hey!
gonna give them some nice burst, kill the void. Slardar do too, takes a ton of burst damage from Link, especially if he's got.
Does seem like Invictus Gaming's biggest problem is highlighted is the vision. There's not any
10
clear
seconds
character
remaining.
that can step forward and
It's
spot.
tough to take
TA, I suppose. They could also just
5
run low
seconds
mid, just
remaining.
pick something.
At least for them, Liquid like it doesn't either have any like mission heroes right now, except for the bear. So
Hype heroes, hype.
So right now, what's Invictus's path to victory? Merlini, what's your assessment?
They just need to stop Void from getting Chronosphere off in team fights. They have really strong team fight. They just need to make sure that. I would say get mid off to a good start. If it's Lone Druid, Rosalina's going to be a wash. But if it's a weak, like a weak laner that they can take advantage of, I think like TA they could actually take advantage of with their Spirit. Then it's a snowball OP. They can also pick like Jug. Jug's also pretty safe here. Magic immunity.
Probably see Shadow Blades for both Lina and Shaker throughout this game. Going to find pickoffs on team. Right now, I think 5-on-5 setting it good. Especially once they get beat.
So at this point, Team Liquid, you'll note IG actually was almost out of reserve time. Team Liquid is going to grab the time point. Talking a lot about the Invoker pick for Miracle, but of course that was the last ban for the game.
That you want something that's going to match up well against this.
the benefits of having last pick now, that they can actually use the time to pick something that's good against Lina, and they're gonna know that the Earth Spirit is probably gonna be around mid as well, rolling in.
Who do you think are some absolute bad players? Yeah, we have an Ember Spirit, a signature hero, and a Miracle.
Oh wow,
That's tough.
I wonder if Ember Spirit will go mid. It doesn't seem like the best matchup for some, but
Ember really needs a way to remove the like silence from Earth Spirit. Otherwise, if he goes in and he gets silence, it's gonna die straight away.
Well, there is huge team fight potential on both sides with Earthshaker's entire suite of abilities, Sven's Cleave, but also Ancient Apparition's ultimate, Faceless Void's Chronosphere. Who will come out on top? It's Game 3, the final match of our first best of 3. Take it away, casters.
That's right, Lumi. A clash of titans here, going the distance to start off day 1 of the International 2017. Winner of this match already guaranteed $1 million. But it's not about that. It's about winning TI. These teams are teams that could go all the way, and you can tell they're confident going to this game. You wouldn't even realize what's at stake. We saw Mind Control yawning, Matumba Man laughing. You gotta love that Liquid seem relaxed and are having a good time. How do you feel these two teams are gonna match up?
I think it's much closer than a lot of people anticipated. You know, start of the day, a lot of people said 2-0 Team Liquid or maybe 2-1 Team Liquid, but throughout both of these games, we saw IG as the underdog coming in here, giving Team Liquid a run for their money. And like you mentioned, I believe in last game, you know, Team Liquid is a team that has always made it relatively far in deep tournaments. They have made it to the major finals multiple times.
They rarely
they need that big win.
They rarely get knocked out early, but they also, up until the last few events, had not gone all the way very often either. So seems like that Monkey, looking at the draft overall, do you give a clear edge to either team?
I could see both teams playing, winning this game just through execution. So no draft advantage either way. I feel like it is a little bit harder to play IG draft. They don't have the vision heroes. Now they now have 2 heroes they need to lock down. They need to kill the Void and they need to kill the Ember. And without vision, sometimes it's just tough to get the jump that you want.
So walk me through each team's path to victory. Like, what is the most likely or kind of ideal way that, you know, IG could go to win this game, or that Liquid would be able to pull off the reverse comeback here?
I think for Team Liquid, you make sure you have a good lanes. They have good heroes for that. The Lone Druid versus the Shaker matchup, I think that's a free matchup for Matumba Man. He'll walk all over that Earthshaker. Likewise, though, I think Lina is advantage in the mid lane, but it looks like both teams are making the correct rotations. It's going to be Matumba Man mid versus the Lina, like the panel pointed out, and then it's going to be Ember Spirit going up to the bottom lane against the Shaker. So back to the point, Team Liquid, good lanes for them, and they should do fine. Whereas I think IG, not only do they need a good lane stage of their own, they also need to get good quick blink daggers on both Sven and Shaker. And in the team fights, they need to make sure that Chrono doesn't come out or Ember doesn't like stun 2 to 3 heroes in every single team fight. That's a lot to ask for IG.
Yeah, I'm hearing the list of conditions continue to kind of mount up as far as what they have to do to actually win fights. So let's get down to the lanes now and down to business. Game 3 has begun as the horn blows. The teams enter the field of battle. Winner of this, the top 6. Matumba Man going for the creep block mid now. So, and this is one thing that Liquid really do exceptionally well, I think, with the Lone Druid, is they're so versatile with the way they can lane it. We have seen Matumba Man go mid, Miracle to the safe lane, and I think specifically this hero, but we've also even seen the Broodmother surprise 5th pick go mid. I think that's something that a lot of other teams have not shown in the group stage, that willingness to mix up the lanes and put their, you know, their superstar mid player into a side lane.
I think the Broodmother tech moving forward, I think teams are going to be more and more prepared for that, as we saw here, IG banning out Brood multiple games. So I'm not sure if other teams will be surprised by that, but like you're right, it's definitely a trick that could pull out anytime they deem it necessary.
And it shouldn't be too much of a surprise because they have done it a lot already, but still something that can keep you a bit off guard and minimize your chance of running away with the lanes. We do see both supports here duking it out in the river. As far as these particular lane matchups go, I think, you know, the Lina, the Lone Druid, Pan already touched on it, likely a wash. As far as the side lanes go, though, for you, Lumi, which team has the better setup there in your eyes?
I think it's pretty even as well. Mind Control technically should survive, but there's also Glimpse for him to worry about, so he could definitely die there. And of course, Shaker, we've definitely seen him die a couple times in the lane. Oh,
big roll in from Baboka, just by Matumba Man. Trying to pressure him early. OP does not have a point on the stun just yet, so it's mostly just a harassment roll as they are setting up here on Liquid. GH wants to go. Also only level 1, but a crush into a cold feet, into a Searing Chains could be first blood if GH commits. No dire vision of this, but the spidey senses are certainly tingling right now.
Yep. It's also hard to make a successful dive under the tower without losing one of your heroes, should the tower oblige and help out XSS.